Friday Night Blitz is brought to you by Featherstone Cabinetry, Harns Furniture, and Sweetwater Spirits and Resorts. Your Blitz starts now.
Week 8 of the Friday Night Blitz is here. I'm Griffin Stroyan. That's Nate Myhock. And what feels like for the 70th week in a row, we had a crucial matchup in the Great Northern Conference.
I mean, these games are very important. If Medford won tonight, we could potentially have a three-way tie atop of the conference standings with only one more week remaining.
And it was possible, too. The Raiders dominated last year's game between these two teams. They won by 40 points. Mosinee trying to control their own destiny, though. And then in the first quarter, it's Trevor Garski. He's been throwing the long ball all season, and he's going to connect again with his main man, Keegan Jersley, a 43-yard bomb, and Mosinee is going to take a 7-0 lead early on in this ball game. Medford would take over, but they wouldn't keep the ball for long. Tucker Schreiner, he's going to cough it up, and Mosinee is right back in business in Medford territory. Garski looking to take a shot after the fumble. He's rolling to his right. He can't find anyone, and eventually he would be sacked by Max Dietzman. But even that couldn't stop this Mosinee offense. A touch pass, Garski, Jersley, that's good from the 1-yard line. Mosinee clinches a share of the Great Northern Conference. They can outright win it next week against Anago. But how about Rhinelander? The Hodags hosting Merrill in this ball game. Rhinelander scored quick to take a 7-0 lead, and moments later, they're back at it. Caden Neary, he's going to take the handoff, makes a couple cuts, and he gets loose. 29 yards to the house. It's going to make it 14-0 Hodags. It would stay that way until the second. Rhinelander driving again, but Jackson Smith's pass is deflected, and it will be picked off by Eric Mann. But the drive would go nowhere for Merrill later on. And on the next Hodag possession, facing 3rd and goal from the 14, Smith dumps off a screen pass to Neary, and he's going to do the rest, making men miss to the end zone. Rhinelander goes on to win this ball game 42-0.
And although we have another week of football on the docket, Mosinee's win keeps them on top of the Great Northern Conference. In the GNC, they're on that LeVar Ball run, undefeated, never lost. However, Rhinelander got a huge bounce-back win after last week's defeat. The Hodags now sitting at 5-1 in the Great Northern. And finally, Medford drops to 3rd place. They're 4-2 on the year. And taking a look at the other games in the GNC, Ashland went on the road to Lakeland Union. The Thunderbirds were taking care of business. A shootout win by a final of 60-40. Yes, we're not talking basketball. And then the Tomahawk Hatchets took a little vacay to the Dells, but the Hatchets do come home with a 42-8 loss. And finally, we even had some soccer taking place. Northwood Pines hosting Anago. Eagles win 4-1.
I'm sorry, 100 points in Minocqua?
Yeah,
really?
100 points?
That's a gunslinging opportunity.
It's like a Big 12 game, honestly. So, Griffin, I've kind of become used to this. Every Friday we go out, film football games, we talk about football, but call a bit of an audible this week, all right? We had a soccer game in there. Football, if you will. And I heard there's a little something about a baseball game, too.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Of course, the Brewers began postseason play tonight. We'll have those highlights coming up after the break.
And welcome back to the Blitz.
Nate, I feel like we've been so preoccupied with this GNC title race, but if you look just a little bit south, we've got some great football teams making a final push towards the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, the top of the Merriwood Conference, it's kind of a logjam right now, and it's been that way week in and week out.
So why don't we go and take a trip down to the Merriwood?
You know what? I was thinking the exact same thing. So let's start with the current conference leader. The Colby Hornets entered Friday with just one loss on the year, taking on Ladysmith. And on Colby's opening drive, the first play even, Brent Jeske is going to sling the ball out to Brandon Velker, the tight end looking like a mini Gronk, shedding tacklers, getting down the sidelines. He is gone. 51 yards for the score. Hornets are up 7-0. And after a quick 3-and-out, the Hornets going right back to work. Caden Healy taking the jet sweep, gets the edge, and whoop! Cuts it back and takes it down to the 5-yard line. And on the very next play, Hornets Mason Voss taking the handoff, cutting inside, and scores. The Hornets sting Ladysmith. You see what I did there?
I saw it.
Final score of this one, 62-6. And taking a trip right up the road, Edgar facing Abbotsford. Let's pick this one up in the second quarter. Falcons on the move. and they're going to cap off their drive right here. Ty Faltisek going up the middle, punches it in. The 2-point conversion puts Abbey up 16-14. And on the ensuing Wildcat drive, they run that option. I get faked out. The defense gets faked out. Everybody gets faked out. And Everett Brame is taking it to the crib. The Wildcats are back on top. And after a stop on defense, Edgar goes right back to work. Handoff goes to Carter Butt. He barrels in the end zone for 6. The Wildcats pick up a huge win, 30-16. Now to the Leona Wabeno homecoming game. Elko White Lake coming to town in first quarter. First play from scrimmage. The quarterback, Connor Taylor, throws a screen to Adam Sieber. He takes off like the Roadrunner from those old cartoons. I miss those. No anvil dropping on him this time. He goes all the way for 6. And on the next possession, White Lake Elko looking to answer. Brandon Seamers chasing the end zone like he's Wile E. Coyote. But like the Coyote, you fall short. And now it's time for Chase Novak. This guy likes his spinach because he heaves it like Popeye to Keegan Klinger. He's Popeye the Sailor Man. Wolverines tied up at 6, but Leona Wabeno is undefeated in conference for a reason. Connor Taylor rolling left and like Bugs Bunny just can't be caught. What's up, Doc? Leona Wabeno scores 6 more. They end up winning 64-22.
That's a lot of Looney Tunes. We're going to head up to Crandon where the Cardinals were hosting Coleman. Straight to the second. Coleman up 24-0. Looking for 6 more on 4th down, but Carter Bissonette stuffs Coleman at the 1. And then to the 3rd, Coleman's Trent Mongan gets the handoff. He takes it 20 yards for the score. Coleman rolling in this one. They're up by 30. And then a few minutes later, Coleman with the ball. Quarterback Noah Noskovitz takes it himself for 6. And then the very next possession, Crandon is trying to pass, but it's picked off. It was Coleman all night. They win 54-6.